Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel, or if you're new, welcome to my kitchen. I'm Amy, and today we're making our last Outlander inspired recipe. But for this one, we're going the whole way back to the beginning. Book 1, Chapter 5. Back to Claire's first meal at Castle Leoch, just before she meets Mackenzie for the very first time. I was thinking about making an English tea for this final Outlander video, but then I realized that nothing could be more fitting than to go home to Book 1 and to make a real rustic Highland breakfast that is just so warming and filling and comforting. And yes, a stick to your bones type of meal. We're making an old style Parritch and bannock breakfast. And we're not nearly as unnerved and not hungry as Claire was that morning. So let's get cooking. Now this recipe also takes 2 days to make, but day 1, like the beans we made last week, is really easy and it only takes a few minutes. So just before you go to bed for the night, bring 1 cup of water to a boil in a small saucepan. Add 1 cup of either steel cut oats or rolled oats, and make sure you're not using instant oats. Add a 1/4 teaspoon of coarse salt and give everything a good stir until it's all combined and you don't have any dry oats in there. Pop a lid on the saucepan, remove it from the heat, and let this sit overnight for 6 to 8 hours. In the morning, put the pan back over low heat and add milk. Now if you used steel cut oats, you need 1.5 cups, but if you used rolled oats, only add 1 cup of milk. Add 2 teaspoons of butter and stir everything up well so the oats aren't sitting in a brick at the bottom of the pan. Just be gentle because the milk will get pretty splattery if you go too crazy. Bring this to a simmer and simmer it for 15 to 20 minutes for steel cut oats or 7 to 10 minutes for rolled oats. Make sure to stir it pretty often and keep the heat low because this will stick. While the porridge is simmering, let's whip up our old style bannocks, which is unleavened flatbread cooked on a griddle or in a cast iron pan, and it can be made from oats, barley, or flour, and we're going to use oats. But before we make the dough, start heating up a cast iron pan or a griddle over medium-low heat. Now back to the dough, and we need to measure out 1 cup again of rolled oats and dump them in a small blender or a food processor. Blitz them for like 2 seconds, just long enough to give them a little chop. We want them roughly chopped, but not pulverized into a fine flour. Pour those chopped oats into a bowl, set it to the side. Now this next part you can do with a small saucepan or you can use a microwave. We need 1/4 cup of milk, 2 tablespoons of butter, and 1/2 teaspoon of coarse salt. These need to be heated until the butter is melted and everything's nice and warm. I use my microwave, which is very not traditional, but since my small saucepan was in use, I just made do with the measuring cup. Pour that melted butter mixture into the chopped oats, and then stir this around until everything's combined and you have a sticky sort of a dough. Turn this sticky dough out onto a floured surface. Flour your hands too so it doesn't stick to you, because it will, and shape the dough into a thick patty. Then gently press and work the dough into a disc about 1/4 to 1/3 of an inch thick. The dough will probably crack a bit at the edges, just kind of do your best to keep it from splitting completely. While you're shaping the dough, just make sure to keep it from sticking to the work surface. I picked it up periodically and flipped it over and just made sure that there was a little flour underneath all the time. When you have a nice disc like this, cut it into 4 roughly equal pieces. By now, it's been about 8-9 minutes and our porridge is cooked since I used rolled oats. So pull that off the heat, stir in 1/2 teaspoon of cinnamon. Then just let this sit to the side while we finish up our bannocks. Our cast iron is nice and warm at this point, so place 1 or 2 of the bannocks on the dry pan and let them cook until they get nice and golden and a little crispy, which should be about 5 minutes per side. Cook the other 2, and then we are ready for breakfast. Now this porridge is a beautiful base for either a savory or a sweet meal. We're doing a sweet meal today, so dish up a healthy helping of porridge with a bannock, and I also put a little butter on each bannock as they came out of the pan. Add some fruit like these blueberries or maybe little apple pieces if you aren't a blueberry fan, and then drizzle everything with honey. Plop another little drop of butter on top, and our Highland breakfast is served. Okay, these bannocks are ye old style. Flat, unleavened, somewhat dense. They really need the butter and the honey because otherwise they're kind of like dry, soft-ish sort of crackers. But with the butter and honey and served warm from the pan, these bannocks are delightful. They're like oat cakes, sort of, but with much more body and flavor because of the butter and the milk, and the honey turns them into a lovely, crispy, sweet treat. It's just perfect in the morning. The Parritch has a body to it, and the oats have form and texture, but it's much softer and creamier than modern oatmeal. And also, unlike modern oatmeal, it's the toppings that finish this dish, not the actual Parritch itself. By itself, this has a mildly salty taste, but it's meant to taste only of oats, milk, and salt, with some butter and cinnamon if a cook is feeling adventurous. Many times, Parritch was served just with added butter and a side of cold cream, and you would dip each spoonful into the cream and that was it. Sweet options were seasonal, based on what was available. I use blueberries because they're similar to a very common addition in the 18th century, which was blaeberries, which are native to Scotland. So long story long, these are delicious. It's a balanced mixture of savory Parritch with sweet fruit and honey. The bannocks are going to be a common thing now in my house because you can freeze the dough as a thick patty and then thaw it, shape it, and cook it whenever you want to. So I'm going to make up a bunch of this because I want to have these all the time. But fair warning, this is possibly even more filling than the full English breakfast we made last week, because this is way less food and I still couldn't finish it all. This is hearty with a capital H type of food, so you could probably get 4 servings out of this little teeny bit of Parritch and bannocks, although people might just have a fight over those bannocks, because wow, those are really, really good. Thank you so much for watching my video. Please like and subscribe, maybe leave me a comment or a share. It helps me grow my channel so I can keep making wonderful food and exploring new recipes, and this is so much fun. Stay tuned on Sundays because I have a new cozy home-cooked recipe to share every week, and next week we're starting some new recipe inspirations. We'll be heading to Westeros for Game of Thrones inspired foods because the food in those books is epic, and we'll be making some epic recipes. I hope you have a wonderful week, and I'll see you back here for week 1 of Game of Thrones. Bye!